Brushfire TV, and we're at the Broker Street Restaurant, I believe, having a little reception after the We the People rally. And I'm joined here by Andrew Breitbart, and awesome speech, by the way, today. And I must say, I want to start off because there was someone who decided he wanted to interrupt you speaking today, and I found that because I have not yet seen that, so I wanted to kind of see what you said to him. We got a little bit of what you were saying to him. We didn't get what he was saying to you.
I didn't totally hear what he was saying, but it's expected. The left in America had promised that Barack Obama and the Democratic Party were going to yield celestial benefits, that we were going to have an era of, God on earth. And in the last 2 years, our economy has declined precipitously. The concept of being united is a laughable concept. This is a country that has been divided on partisan basis. There's nothing bipartisan in the air. And so that the group of people who lost in 2008 have taken to the streets the way that before 2008, when the Obama people were out there saying dissent is patriotic, you have every right to go out there. Those people that are part of the hard left think that free speech is something that is for them but not for other people. And so you could tell he was frustrated that people were challenging his worldview. He has every right to challenge me, but now it looks petty and juvenile, and people are starting to see the nature of the left, is that they don't believe in democracy, as it were. They don't believe in participatory democracy. They don't believe in free speech. Their political correctness is a way to tell you to shut up if you doubt their ideas. And he is a manifestation of people who are very frustrated that the majority have gotten upset enough to say, you know what, we're going to start going out in the streets and protesting too. We're going to start speaking our truth to power, which is a left of center thing. Speak truth to power. That's what people were doing at the Capitol steps today, and that guy was against it, and I'm used to it. I live in Los Angeles. There are mostly left of center people. They do not want other people to hear their points of view. Hollywood is very narrow that way. The mainstream media is very much that way. And part of this revolution isn't just against the politics, but it's against the status quo political correctness in the mainstream media and in Hollywood.
Yes, and our show is actually, it's a We the People show.
Cheers, by the way. I'm having Chardonnay and you're having Rosé.
White Zen.
Oh, White Zen, okay.
Exactly,
okay.
Right? No, so our show, Brushfire TV, is a show for the people, and you had mentioned, too, while you were up there on the steps, citizenship journalism, getting the people involved, and that's exactly what we're doing. Explain to us kind of your aspect of it.
Well, it's interesting that you call it citizenship journalism, because I think you should buy that URL right now, because many people call it citizen journalism, and that's just basically citizens saying, I now have the means through the internet and new technology and new media in order to become a reporter. If Katie Couric and CBS, ABC, NBC, the New York Times are not going to report the truth or not going to report the other side of the issue, citizens have stood up and had a major impact in the last few years, especially over the last 2 years. But the concept of citizenship journalism, I think, is actually even more profound, because what I sense from this group of citizen journalists is that they feel that if they don't stand up, if they don't speak up, if they don't tell truths about what they're seeing at the local or at the state or the national level in terms of politics, if they don't speak up about it, if they don't act as a whistleblower or a courageous truth teller, reporter, journalist, if they don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. And then these people believe that what's the point of citizenship if you don't have a country that you respect and doesn't have the values that that many people fought and died for.
And it's a matter of, we were just discussing before this that, people like me who are not educated, I'm frustrated because I didn't know anything. And
how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, good. I was in that boat when I was 21 too.
And tell us how you got started. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, look, I used to be liberal. I grew up in Los Angeles. There isn't really an option on the west side of Los Angeles. It's like the Upper West Side of Manhattan, where the media is created, where the sausage is made, the people that are in control of the cameras, who are in control of the apparatus of the old media, which is a small minority of people telling a large majority of people what to think, what to buy, what to eat, what's cool, what's not cool. They have a very one-sided political and cultural point of view, and it is a very left of center, very liberal-minded point of view. And so they don't necessarily want you to be politically active, or they certainly don't want you to be challenging what the other side of the issue is. And so what is happening right now is that there's a culture war. It's not the culture war that happened before you were even born in the 1980s, when you had the religious right and religious people going against the heathen, or whatever the basis of that battle was. You now have a battle between citizens who believe in the basics, in freedom and liberty, free market economy, to an extent a belief in Judeo-Christianity, but not with an overemphasis on the religious aspects of it. And I think that most people, that comports with the way that they see the world when they wake up in the morning. I think that if you're probably experiencing what I experienced, was I started to have confidence in the belief that I didn't know everything, and I started to challenge, and I started to ask some basic questions. And when I started to read certain books that were not afforded to me in college, and when I started to read things that ran contrary to what I saw growing up on MTV and other pop culture, I started to realize quite awkwardly that I wasn't part of the flow. I was against the flow and against the pop cultural flow. But what's amazing about that pop culture flow is it doesn't comport with the majority in this country. We're still a center-right, freedom-loving country. And those on the left are the minority who use pop culture and the mainstream media to try and control the narrative, to try and control the masses, to abide by their desire to try to control people in terms of how they behave on the planet. And I believe in massive liberty. I believe that if you want to believe in this or lead your life that way, you have every right in America to do so.
Well, thank you. I mean, for me, that's it gives me more confidence, because it is a matter of I don't know as much, and I'm learning, and it's amazing to me too when you say brainwashed. Not just in LA, it seems to be everywhere, because I didn't learn what I wanted to learn apparently. So, anyways, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And it was so nice to meet you. And
Cheers
again.
Nice white Zen. Thank you.